Welcome everyone. So yesterday we discussed activity 2.9. In that activity we discussed that certain substances such as HCl, they are showing their acidic nature or acidic properties only in the presence of water. As we have seen that when HCl gas, when it comes in contact with dry blue litmus paper, there was no change in color. But when HCl gas, when it comes in contact with wet blue litmus paper, then we observed that the color of the litmus paper, it changed from blue to red. Today we will try to find out actually what happens when these compounds they come in contact with water. When there is presence of water, then only why they are showing their acidic properties. So it is given here that this experiment suggests that hydrogen ions in HCl are produced in the presence of water. The separation of H plus ion or hydrogen ion from HCl molecules cannot occur in the absence of water. So as we have discussed that why certain substances they are showing acidic nature, the reason lies in that because such substances they are producing hydrogen ion, and as they are producing hydrogen ion, that is why they are having acidic nature. So these hydrogen ion they will produce only in the presence of water. For example, if you are adding HCl or if you are dissolving HCl in water, then it will dissociate into its constituent ions, which are hydrogen ion or H plus ion and chloride ion or Cl minus ion. So in the presence of water, as they are producing hydrogen ion, and that is why the presence of water is must for these substances to show their acidic nature. So first of all, we will discuss that what actually happens. Then when HCl you are dissolving in water, first it is broken down into H plus or hydrogen ion and chloride ion. Now this H plus ion or hydrogen ion, it cannot exist independently. That is why when when there is presence of H plus ion and water, then it readily combines with water, and when it readily combines with water, then it is producing H3O plus ion, which is said to be hydronium ion. So here it is given hydrogen ion cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with water molecules. Thus hydrogen ions must always be shown as H plus aqueous. H plus aqueous is also the same thing. It is indicating that hydrogen ion is present with water, or hydronium ion, or you can also write hydronium ion, which is completely indicating that H plus has combined with H2O, and that is how you are getting H3O plus or hydronium ion. So what we have seen, basically what happens when you are adding HCl in water, first it is broken down into H plus or hydrogen ion and chloride ion. Now HCl you have dissolved in water, so this H plus ion which is formed, that is also present in water. So this H plus ion, as it cannot exist alone, so it is reacting or it is combining with H2O molecule, and then it is producing H3O plus, which is much more stable, and that is how it is present in water. So we have seen that acids give H3O plus ion or H plus aqueous ion in water. So why here it is given hydronium ion or H plus aqueous in water? It is because finally we are getting, or finally what ions are present after mixing HCl? The ions which are present are hydronium ion and chloride ion. So let us see what happens when a base is dissolved in water. So you can take the most common base we generally start with is sodium hydroxide, NaOH. So NaOH, it comes in a form of pellets. It is said to be pellets, like it is a sort of tablet shape, you can say. So NaOH, when you are dissolving this in water, then it is also dissociating into its constituent ions, which are Na plus and OH minus, that means sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Now because these compounds they are producing hydroxide ion in the presence of water, that is why it is showing basic nature. So any such compound which is producing hydroxide ion in the presence of water, they are said to exhibit basic nature. The next one is potassium hydroxide. Again, potassium hydroxide, when you are dissolving this in water, you are getting potassium ion and hydroxide ion. And please don't get confused that aqueous state is written. The reason is that because we have added NaOH or KOH in water, we have dissolved this in water, and what happens, these ions, they are produced inside water, and that is why here aqueous state is written. Then MgOH twice solid. This also, when you are dissolving in water, it will give its constituent ions. Now it is given that bases generate hydroxide ions in water. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. So please underline this. Although we have already discussed this thing, it was, when we discussed, it was not given in so much detail, but here actually they have given about bases and alkalis. So all bases do not dissolve in water, and alkali is a base that dissolves in water. They are soapy to touch, bitter and corrosive. So these three, that means they are soapy to touch, bitter and corrosive. This comes under the general properties of bases. Never taste or touch them as they may cause harm. See, many of the people, they know that acids, they are quite harmful, quite dangerous, but they don't know about bases. That bases also, although not lot of bases are dangerous, but there are still some bases like NaOH and KOH. They are very corrosive in nature. Like you can't even pick them with your bare hand. So there are also some bases which we need to handle them with care. That means they are also having some harmful and dangerous properties. So which of the bases in the table 2.1 are alkalis? So if you remember, you have prepared one table 1. I asked you to prepare. If you haven't, then please do it. Prepare table 2.1, and from that table you have to, if you are able to understand that which of them are bases, then first select which of the substances are bases, and from those bases you need to select which of them are alkalis, because all bases are not alkalis. The alkalis are only those bases which are soluble in water, and we know that all bases, they are not soluble in water. So you need to separate them, kind of like, if you first, you have to select which of them are bases, and from those things you have to select which of them are alkalis. So this is about the today about the explanation of activity 2.9. Afterwards, the thing which is given below, do you know, is something related with the neutralization reaction. So this also we will discuss in detail, and with this it will be almost much clearer to you that why I was saying that neutralization reaction is a type of double displacement reaction, or what happens when acid and bases, they are mixed together, or how the compounds are formed. So once you will understand this, it will be very easier for you to write products for any of the neutralization reaction. Thank you.